Good morning, students. So today our topic is cyanides. So and last three previous classes we discussed about the nitrogen compounds, and the part of that, so we will discuss about the cyanides and isocyanides. This is the last chapter in the nitrogen compounds. So yesterday we discussed about the aryl diazonium salts. In previous classes we discussed about the amines, primary amines, secondary amines, and tertiary amines. So we also discussed about the nitroalkanes and alkyl nitrates. These are all the nitrogen compounds. So now we discussed about the cyanides. So this is the cyanides and isocyanates. The both are functional isomers. So let's discuss about the cyanides and isocyanates. So the cyanides, about the cyanides and isocyanates. So the cyanides and isocyanates both are having same general molecular formula. So the major difference between the cyanides and isocyanates are the functional arrangement. So here the cyanide, this is the cyanide group. Take as a cyanide, the carbon between the nitrogen, we have 3 bonds, so that we call as a cyanide. In cyanides, so the carbon is directly attached to the hydrocarbon chain. So in isocyanates, so here also same thing, the carbon and nitrogen between the 3 triple bond. So but here the nitrogen is directly attached to the hydrocarbon chain. So that is the major difference between the cyanides and isocyanates. The both compounds having same molecular formula, CnH2n -1 N. So this is the general molecular formula of the cyanides. For example, if you observe the methyl cyanide, so this is the methyl cyanide, so this is the methyl isocyanates. So both are having same molecular formula. What is the molecular formula of methyl cyanide and methyl isocyanate? C2H3N. So this is the general molecular formula of the cyanides and isocyanates. So let's see so how to prepare the cyanides and isocyanates. What is the nomenclature of the cyanides and isocyanates as per the common names and IUPAC nomenclature. So first we discussed about so this is the major difference between the cyanides and isocyanates. So the both are functional isomers. So we have 2 types of nomenclature. So generally in cyanides and isocyanates, the first one common names, the second one IUPAC names. So let us discuss about the common names of cyanides and isocyanates. So common names. So we called as in common names, the cyanides called as alkyl cyanides, and isocyanates we also called as alkyl isocyanates. So we will discuss some of the few of the examples we were discussing here. First we start with the 1 carbon, and later we increase the carbon numbers. First we write the molecular formula, here C2H3N. So this is the molecular formula. We are existing 2 isomers, one is cyanide, another one isocyanate. So this is the methyl cyanide. Here, so we can take as a methyl group, so attached with the cyanide group. So that's why we call as a methyl cyanide. So here the methyl group attached with the isocyanate groups. So that's why we call as a methyl isocyanates. So generally the cyanides and isocyanates common names are called as alkyl cyanides, alkyl isocyanates. Let's see some of the examples of cyanides and isocyanates. So this is the methyl cyanide. So for example, if you take the C2H5 and Cn and C2H5NC, these both are ethyl cyanide. This one ethyl cyanide, and this one methyl. So this group will be called as ethyl because of we have presenting 2 carbons. That's why we called as ethyl group. So this is the ethyl isocyanate. So let's see some of the examples of the increasing carbons here from 1 to 3. We know the very well. So the carbons are present in the carbon chain. For example, if you take the only 1 carbon, that is called methyl, and 2 carbons ethyl, 3 carbon propyl, and 4 carbons butyl, and 5 carbons pentyl, and 6 carbons hexyl, and 7 carbons septyl. So these are the carbons chain increasing, so we call as cyanides and isocyanates. For example, this is the ethyl cyanide. So these are all common nomenclatures of the cyanates and isocyanates. For example, if you take C3, H7, Cn and C3, H7, Nc. So this is the propyl group here. So we have 3 carbons present, that's why we call it as a propyl group. So this is the propyl cyanide. So this is propyl isocyanate. So later we discuss about the IUPAC nomenclature of the cyanates and isocyanates. In IUPAC nomenclature we call as a nitriles and isonitriles, with the cyanates represented by the nitriles and the isocyanates called as a isonitriles. So let's see in IUPAC nomenclature of the cyanates and isocyanates. So the cyanates we called as a, so this is the cyanide group, we called as a nitrile. In isocyanate we called as a, so this is the isocyanate group, so we called as a isonitril. Okay, so here we count the number, so the carbon number here cyanide group also, here isocyanate group also. That is the major difference between the common names and IUPAC names. For example, here we called as a number of carbons as a root word, plus a, in, the primary suffix we take as a an, in, ein, primary suffix we take as a an, in, ein. So the secondary suffix for the cyanates, nitriles, if isocyanates, isonitriles. So that is the secondary suffix of the both of them, and nitriles and cytonitriles. Let's see what is happening here. The major difference between the common names and we can observe the IUPAC names. So okay, some of the examples we discussed. So this is the structure of IUPAC nomenclature of the cyanates and isocyanates. First we take as a number of carbons as a root word. So the primary suffix is a an, in, ein. So plus the secondary suffix if the cyanide group present at the hydrocarbon chain, that we call as a nitriles. If the isocyanate group present in the secondary suffix, that we call as a isonitril group. So let's see some of the compounds we discussed about the IUPAC nomenclatures. Like if you take the methyl cyanide, so this is the methyl cyanide and this is the methyl isocyanate. The common name we call as a common name. So what is the difference between the IUPAC names and common names? This is the methyl cyanide. If you have in methyl cyanide we have 2 carbons, so that's why we take a root word eth. So we know very well if the carbons are present 2 carbons, we take a eth plus. So these carbons between carbon there is a saturation bonds, that's why we take as a primary suffix as a an. So this is the cyanide group present. So the suffix secondary suffix cyanide group nitrous. So totally we called as a ethane nitrous. So what is the common name of this compound? So this is the methyl cyanide. So that is the difference. Here we take the cyanide group carbon also we can count in the IUPAC nomenclature. If you take in common names, so there is no count the cyanide carbon. So here we count also cyanide carbon also. That is the major difference. That's why we have 2 carbons in the methyl cyanates. That's why we take as a eth. So the carbon between the carbon we have saturated bonds A, and this cyanide. So what is the primary secondary suffix nitrile? Totally we called as a ethane nitrile. So what is the IUPAC name of methyl isocyanate? Here we have 2 carbons. So that's why we take eth plus the carbon between the carbon there is no unsaturation A. So here nitro isocyanate group is present. That's why we call as a ethane nitrile. Ethane isonitril. This is the IUPAC name of methyl isocyanate. So this is the major difference between the IUPAC nomenclature and common name. So this is the, if you take this compound, so the methyl cyanide is the common name. The IUPAC name is ethane nitril. So this is the methyl isocyanate is the common name. What is the IUPAC name? Ethane isonitrate. Let's see. So some of the compounds we can practice the IUPAC nomenclature. So first, for example, if you take this one, CH3 and CH2 and Cl. So how many carbons are present in the carbon chain? We have 3 carbon chains. So that's why we take as a proof. If the carbon chain 4, we take but, 1 meth, 2 eth, 3 pro plus. So the carbon between the carbon all are saturated. That's why we take as alkane, ane primary suffix. So this is cyanide groups are present. So that's why we take as a nitrate. Totally this compound, what is the IUPAC name of this compound? Propone nitrile. Propone nitrile. So the IUPAC name of this compound. What is the common name of this compound? Ethyl cyanide. Ethyl cyanide. So that is the difference between the IUPAC name and common name. So if you take this propane nitrile with the, if you take here isocyanate group, so what is this compound? IUPAC nomenclature. Here we take secondary suffix as a isonitrate. So propano isonitrate. So this is the difference between the IUPAC name and common name. Let's see preparations of some of the preparations of cyanates and isocyanates. Okay. So preparation of cyanates and isocyanates from alkyl halides. So alkyl halides to prepare the cyanates and isocyanates. Alkyl halides. So generally the general structure of alkyl halides RX. The alkyl halides we also called as a halogen compounds. So to react with potassium cyanide to prepare the cyanide compound. So this is the cyanide compounds. If alkyl halides to react with silver cyanide to prepare the isocyanate. So that is the major difference between these two compounds. For example, if alkyl halides to react with potassium cyanide to prepare the cyanates, if alkyl halides to reaction with silver cyanide to prepare the isocyanates. For example, if you take a simple example to discuss this preparation. For example, if you prepare the methyl cyanates and methyl isocyanates, methyl cyanide and methyl isocyanate. So what is the products we take from methyl cyanide and methyl isocyanates? Let's see what is happening methyl cyanates and methyl isocyanate. Okay, cyanates and isocyanates to prepare. For example, if you prepare the methyl cyanide and methyl isocyanate, what is the products we take? For example, methyl chloride. So here we take the methyl chloride to react with potassium cyanide to prepare the methyl cyanide. So this is the methyl cyanide. The second one, methyl chloride to react with silver cyanide to prepare the methyl isocyanate. So some of the from aldoxymes to react with aldoxymes to prepare the cyanates and isocyanates. Okay. So from aldoxymes. So what is the aldoxyme? How to prepare the aldoxymes from aldehydes? So you know very well how can you prepare the aldoxymes. So aldoxymes. So generally the aldehyde to react with hydroxylamine to prepare the aldoxyme. So this we are called as a aldoxyme. This aldoxyme to react with sulfonyl chloride under the or acetic anhydride, sulfonyl chloride or acetic anhydride to prepare the cyanides are the products. Let's see what is happening with the aldoxyme to react with the cyanates and isocyanates. What is the products we are getting? So okay. So this is the aldoxyme. So the aldoxyme to prepare from aldehyde to react with hydroxyl amine to prepare the aldoxyme. So this aldoxyme further reaction with sulfonyl chloride and acetic anhydride. So these both, as you wish, this both reagent to prepare the aldaxan to cyanates, as you wish. If you take the sulfonyl chloride or acetic anhydride. So this is the aldaxan. So the cyanide is the product. So let's see some of the example. If you take the acetoxam involving in this reaction to prepare the acetoxam to prepare the methyl cyanide is the product. Methyl cyanide is the product. So this is the major difference between the cyanates and isocyanate preparation. Some carboxylic acids to let's the third reaction from the we are preparing from the cyanates isocyanates from carboxylic acid. So okay, let's see the from carboxylic acid reaction to prepare the cyanates and isocyanates. Okay, so first of all, the carboxylic acid, we know the carboxylic acid functional group. What is the functional group present in the carboxylic acid? So this is the functional group, the carboxylic acid functional group, this one carboxylic acid functional group. So if you take the carboxylic acid to react with ammonia to form the intermediate that we call as a salt formation, we also called as a salt formation, minus and plus. So after that, this salt formation, because of this carboxylic acid act as a acid, this ammonia act as a base. Because of this, both are conducting, reacting to form the salt. So after that, we are getting this form salt to involving in the hydrolysis process under aluminum oxide to produce the cyanates or the products. For example, if you take a simple example, in case acetic acid involving in this reaction, acetic acid involving in this reaction. So what is the product? So this intermediate we are getting ammonium acetate salt or we are getting. So this ammonium salt, after involving in hydrolysis process, we are getting the methyl cyanide is the product. So next we see the some of the important reaction to prepare the cyanates from amines, primary amines to prepare the cyanates to. This is also one of the identification test of primary amines. So we know very well this reaction, carbyl amine test. So that in this carbyl amine test, the primary amines involving in the reaction under the chloroform and base like sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide, strong bases, to produce the isocyanates are the products. So let's see the isocyanate preparation from primary amines. Primary amines. So what is the primary amines? So this one as a primary amine RNH2 involving in this reaction under the chloroform to react with chloroform under basic condition like sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide to prepare the isocyanates are the products. So for example, if you take the phenol aniline to react in this reaction, chloroform 2 and sodium hydroxide to form the phenyl isocyanate. So this is the identification test of primary amines. So this is also useful for the identification test of primary amines. So these are the preparations of the in our syllabus to prepare the cyanates and isocyanates. The first one alkyl halides, the second one from carboxylic acid, the third one from carbyl amine test. So the next we discussed about the physical properties of the cyanates and isocyanates. Okay. So generally the cyanates and isocyanates are cyanates and isocyanates are both are solid form. So if you take the cyanates and isocyanates, these are pungent smells. So very strong smell, giving strong smell. This is also the both are very poisonous character. So the both compounds are having poisonous character. For example, if you observe the boiling points of the and melting points of both of these compounds, so always the equal molar mass of the cyanates and isocyanates, the cyanates having more boiling point and melting point compared to the isocyanates. For example, so the The boiling point and melting points of the cyanates are more than isocyanates. The equal molar mass of the compound, if you take a simple molecule, methyl cyanate and methyl isocyanate, so both are having same molar mass. What is the molar mass of this compound? So we take as a molecular weight. The molecular weight of these both compounds are, so we have 2 carbons, 2 into 12, 24. So first of all we write the molecular formula C2H3N. So here we have 2 carbons, 2 into 12 plus 3 into 1. So we have 3 hydrogens, that's why 3 into 1. So 1 into 1 nitrogen, 40. So the total 24 plus 3 plus 14. So 38 plus 3, 41. These both compounds having same molecular weight, molecular formula, molecular weight same, 41. So if you compare the boiling points of these compounds, the methyl cyanide boiling point 82 degrees, methyl cyanide boiling point 82 degrees, and methyl isocyanate boiling point 60 degrees. So that's why we always the cyanates boiling point, melting points more than to the equal molar mass of the isocyanates. So let's be discussed about the chemical properties of the cyanates and isocyanates. Okay, so this is today our topic. So first of all we discussed about the cyanates and isocyanates, their general molecular formula, their preparations and physical properties. So tomorrow we will discuss about the chemical properties of the cyanates and isocyanates. Thank you. Do watch my channel, do subscribe my channel, do share my channel.